As a family doctor, I see patients of all ages with sports injuries and repetitive use problems. I'm Dr. Tom Archie, and I'd like to introduce you to the Class 4 cold laser. I often combine laser with acupuncture and physical therapy to enhance the healing of sore tendons, ligaments, and joints. Research indicates the Class 4 cold laser may speed recovery from concussion as well. It's safe and innovative. Visit us at innerhealthmd.com or call 208-578-4550. Family medicine like it used to be, affordable, personal, and looking to the future.
Eye on Sun Valley's Athlete of the Week is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Patrick Buchanan, agent.
I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley Sports, and it's my honor to be joined by our Athlete of the Week, our own homegrown Cade Street Eastern Hockey League player. Cade, congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we had you on. I wanted to have you on here for Athlete of the Week for a long time, but you're always trotting all over the U.S., but you're home right now, and it's so great to talk about your progress in hockey and what you're doing as a hockey player. You're in the Eastern Hockey League. Yep. It's a junior developmental league. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about what life is like in that league and what you're doing hockey-wise.
So we're all there. The majority of the team is from out of state, and we've all moved into host families' houses.
Okay, right.
And we've all most of us have a roommate, and we are pretty much just doing hockey. It's practice every day, every morning, and then we come home, and then we just hang out with the family, and sometimes we'll go out, but it's just strictly hockey.
Right, so. Right. So it's what's the ages of the players?
So we got guys we've got one 17-year-old, but the majority are like 18 to 20-year-olds.
Right. So it's kind of that transition between youth hockey and college hockey,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And it's the juniors. Tell us a little bit about that. Like you're learning, obviously you've taken a step up in the competition mm-hmm. and the quality of play, but also you're kind of learning those life skills that go along with being a hockey player and being outside of the home.
Exactly. So we're all living on our own pretty much. So we're all learning how to be more independent,
right.
And kind of just living off what we got. I mean, yeah, we some of us get jobs, but it's a blast. But then with the hockey, it's a totally different beast from when we played youth hockey.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, so we've all moved up a level, and it's scrappier. It's easier to get injured, and
right.
And guys are fighting for a spot. You know, you can if you're not having a good week in practice, you'll find yourself in the stands watching your own team play. So it's
right.
It's super competitive, but I mean, I personally love it, and I'm having a complete blast over there.
That's great, and congratulations for making it to that point. You got to be a really good player to be doing what you're doing. You talked about scrappiness, like youth hockey, fighting's a no-no.
Uh-oh.
But and this level, that's part of the deal. That becomes part of the game. Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, it depends. It all depends on the situation, but it usually happens in like the second game of the weekend, and it's if two guys have just been going at it for the past game and a half, they'll end up going. Or sometimes, you know, if the team needs if they need a boosters,
right.
You'll either go get like a big hit or a goal, or someone will go out and fight and just get the team riled up, and it's fun, and it's a good way to keep your head up too. It's
right.
Yeah,
and you guys are wearing a lot of protective gear,
exactly.
and the chances of getting injured are slight. But I've always wondered, do you actually practice, or are there mentors that teach you like how to fight as well?
I mean, we sometimes work on it. I mean, there's a lot of messing around in practice, but
right.
Sometimes guys go at it in practice because we'll have battle days where it's so competitive. We're just doing one-on-ones, and guys finally have enough of each other, and they'll go, and
right.
and coaches will just be like, hey, let them go for a bit, and coaches don't mind. They're like, it's it shows your competitiveness and shows that you want it. And but yeah, we work on it sometimes. And
That's fine.
There's videos but
Right.
Some guys take boxing classes, and
It's more about getting that sweater over their head, right? So you can.
And it's totally different because you're on ice. It's easier to lose your footing.
Sure.
So
And I don't want to focus on that, but it is part of the game.
Exactly.
But the level of hockey, I mean, you're really advancing, and talk about kind of the competition and the level of hockey.
Well, so funny enough, there's a lot of guys who I used to play in the past leagues that I was in for youth hockey. So I see a lot of the same names and a lot of the same faces.
Right.
But it's like I said, everyone's fighting for a spot because you'll have 7D, but he'll dress 6. So you'll have a defenseman in the stands, and then you'll probably have a forward in the stands as well. And some teams even have 3 goalies.
Right.
And so they'll put a goalie in the stands. So guys are just fighting for a spot.
Right. And there's college people in the stands watching you too for recruitment purposes.
We go to showcases, and that's when a lot of college scouts are there.
Right.
But that's the other thing is coaches are so well connected that you'll get a text that's saying so and so. He's like, I gave this one college your contact information if that's all right. So it's
interesting.
Coaches are always talking, and a lot of coaches are pretty much doing this to put kids where they in the right path and where they where they should
but
go.
But you're on stage every time you step on the ice,
yeah,
right?
That's the other thing is you got to perform your best. You got to, and it's all about your body language. If you mess up, you can't, throw your head back, smack your stick. You gotta keep it composed.
Right.
You gotta put on a good show for who's in the stands because you never know who's watching.
Right. So part of that life, that hockey life that you're learning, and with your host family and back in Jersey, Philadelphia area, do you give back to the community there too? Is that part of the deal?
Yeah. So we have, they're called like skate with the Flyers.
Right.
So we have we'll go out in like our tracksuit on the ice and we'll run the youth guys through drills and.
So the kids are out there. I'm sure they're looking up to you
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
It's like, wow, these guys are.
We're those big guys walking around the rink, and we wear the same logo. So it's all. I mean, we may be on a different team in a different league, but it's all the same organization and the same type of family and stuff. So.
Well, kudos to you guys for giving back because you were in those skates not too long ago.
Looking up to the big guys.
Yeah.
But we also love to take our host family's kids and play. We play mini hockey with them all the time. They've got my family's got an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, so we love playing mini hockey. We'll go play Xbox with them, and we love to mess with them, and they love to mess with us.
So you're that big brother role.
Exactly,
also.
and that's what they like to focus on. Is
Right.
we're not just renting out a room where they take us in, and we get along with the whole family.
Right,
and
right.
Yeah, so they really like to focus on that.
Great life experiences overall.
Sure.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
What are your desires and plans for a future in hockey? Is college on the horizon?
Yes, for sure. I know this year I'm not really talking to a lot of colleges because I'm a young guy.
Right.
They're focusing on all the '97 birth years.
Okay.
But I've started to talk to a couple, and then next year is when my age out year is when I'll start talking to.
That's where your focus gets into that.
And then they'll start talking to us because they're trying to get all the old guys who this is their last year. They're getting them a place to go. So
fantastic.
College hockey is definitely in the path.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll succeed there as well. You grew up here in Sun Valley, playing hockey, skiing, doing all those things that Sun Valley youth do. When did you know that maybe you had a future in hockey?
Probably my 8th grade year when I started commuting to Boise and started playing over there.
Right.
That was when I started, and I realized that hockey isn't just another sport that I play, and I saw myself having a future in it, and I think I just got real excited when I found out I had the opportunity to go play at a higher level team, and I think it just took off from there.
Yeah.
It started bouncing around.
And you were a good little skier, but was it the team kind of aspect of hockey was
a little bit? Yeah, that's one thing that I personally love about playing hockey. We go to team dinners. when I played youth hockey and we flew all over the country, layovers with your team in the airport. I mean, that's what I love.
The bonding
and,
part, that's great.
And now living with one of your teammates, it's sometimes you need your alone time and you need your space, but it's always fun to, you're just hanging out with one of your buddies, and then he's your roommate, and then he's also sitting next to you in the locker room getting dressed.
Your teammate, right?
Yeah.
So you role models growing up that kind of inspired you. You've got a famous aunt that basically was at the ultimate pinnacle of athletic accomplishments, Peekaboo Street, gold medalist. Was that something as you were growing up that you heard stories about her that kind of inspired you?
Yeah, I mean, seeing her get to the top, that's definitely a big inspiration. But I'd have to say that my dad was probably my biggest inspiration because he was always pushing me, and he was hard on me, but at the same time I knew he just wanted the best for me. So he has definitely, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. He was, I think he works just as hard as I do to help me get to where
so
I
you got
need to
that
go.
work ethic from him. Yeah,
Exactly.
and so that's a smart son too, to give a shout out to your dad. Good job.
For sure.
And so you get to come back here, come home. We watched you play in the Future Sons games. Tell us, what was that like to get together with a lot of your friends that you grew up playing hockey with, and with the Sons that are out here, exciting our community every week?
Oh yeah, I mean, personally, I always loved watching it growing up, and then once I was old enough, I was just so excited to go play. I think it's just the community really helps. It's a great community. We've got a bunch of great guys who have been through the program and who moved on and moved away and are at college and prep schools and stuff. And I personally just love when we all come back, the summers too, when we all just come and play like open ice, and that it's
big family, right?
Yeah, it's fun, and it's also fun to get competitive with some of the Suns guys because I see them around town, and I know a lot of them. So it's always fun to get to play against them on the ice.
It was nice. You opened it up with scoring a goal, first goal of the game.
Yeah.
So, it's been so awesome to have you on here, learn about where you are in your progression, and we'll keep watching you and hopefully have you on here again. And maybe someday you'll be a member of the Philadelphia Flyers instead of the Little Flyers.
Oh yeah.
My guest has been Cade Street, EHL hockey player. I want to thank our sponsors for making Athlete of the Week possible. Patrick Buchanan with State Farm Insurance, Sun Valley Associates, a tradition of excellence since 1962, and Dr. Tom Archie with InnerHealth MD, family medicine the way it used to be. I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley Sports, keeping my eye on Wood River Valley sports and EHL hockey stars for you.
Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.